Welcome to the You Heard podcast, your go-to for Miami Hurricanes football. Ben, Joe, Coke, and CB break down recruiting, hot topics, and game day action.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end. No, let's talk about this right now because you completely flipped it on me now.
I hate him for knowing this, bro. This man knew the brand, dog.
Okay, I don't appreciate that. I'm saying, like, I don't appreciate.
What are we talking about, son?
Get into the topic. I felt
Keeping it a buck.
Let me close these curtains real quick.
You heard. Hey yo. They said it was gonna be too hot. My voice ain't back yet. They said it was gonna be too loud. Still ain't got my voice yet. Listen, they said it was Gainesville. What y'all gonna do? Because we got our own stadium. Ain't shit else here. My voice ain't back yet. I don't even know where Joe at right now. He said he got us a preseason. He's gonna pop in when he pops in. They said the swamp was it, yo. 34 straight against a bunch of cupcakes. When somebody real walk in the building, what happens? Man, listen. Poke, talk to him.
Bro, you don't even know, man.
You was in the building. You were there.
Just to see.
Hold up real quick. See if you got a monster combos. Is that the 1.5 pound bag?
Just kick back.
Sour Patch Kids. Kick it back, dog.
All the snacks.
All wraps. Oh, shit. He brought them on, son. Honey jalapenos. Oh, shit. Hey, Poke, talk to him. Tell me what it was like in the building, man.
Let me tell you, man. Just to see the souls and the life being sucked out of the Gator fans, the more and more that game went on, was a thing of beauty. I mean, it was glorious just to hear all the excuses they had throughout the whole game. Oh yeah. Man, it was glorious. Loved every second of it, man. It was beautiful. Beautiful.
Listen, man, I had the honor and pleasure of hanging out with Flo and the squad. Shout out to Flag in the building. Shout out to Cafecito and Canes. Shout out to Flo. Shout out to Lex. Shout out to everybody. Fam, we were in Orlando shaking a building. It was incredible. It was such an amazing feeling. I want that again. I think it's gonna happen again and again and again this whole season. Now, the man who called 20 plus, you know what I mean? The man who called 20 plus from the beginning, that's kicking back. Talk to him, CB.
Hold on.
Dramatic pause in the building.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to winners. Cheers to winners. Yes. Cheers to a dominant front four. Cheers to having all the time in the world to throw the football. Cheers to a quarterback that can create on his own. Cheers to a quarterback that can extend the play to give his receivers extra time to get open. That one tasted particularly good.
Yeah.
Cheers to Dawson having creativity. That one tasted really good too. Cheers to tight ends.
No, what's happening right now?
To Billy Napier, baby. Thank you for putting together that piece of shit squad. We really do appreciate you of all people. I said
number one on my list.
And they called me a madman. They called me crazy. Now I'm smoking on that Gator pack.
No, so is this man making a Kool-Aid drink? No.
Drink it up, Joey. Drink it up,
Joey.
Let's go, baby.
Up, Joe.
Oh shit!
Drink it,
ladies and gentlemen. We got him. Oh shit! No, first of all, it looks crazy because it's clear. I don't know what's happening.
Let me see how much sugar you use.
My dog hitting him with the pure cane sugar.
Let me see how much sugar you use.
He ain't even gonna measure.
Oh.
He ain't even gonna measure.
You don't measure that shit. You don't measure.
Pour it in there.
Go by
Pour it in
feel.
there.
You go by
now.
feeling this bitch.
Put it now.
My dog is with the big ass spoon. My dog.
That's the first round of sugar, or there. That's just the first round.
You
gotta
put
be
too
more.
much and you won't dissolve. You gotta go in little. You gotta go in rounds.
Yeah.
You gotta mix this. Yeah.
A little taste test. More
It's
sugar.
diabetes right
Yeah,
there.
more sugar. There's
Diabetes.
always needs
Come on
more
now.
sugar.
Come
The
on
answer
now.
is always sugar, dog. Hey,
Give a little
Flag,
stir.
those bartenders, dog, were off the chain. They held it down, man. Two bartenders for like 100 people. Crazy. Never waited. It was fantastic service, man. Absolutely fantastic service.
Got it.
Chloe, why are you still
That's it right
upstairs?
there.
My dog.
Girl, what are you doing here?
You went to Home Goods to buy that shit? That should look brand new. If we keep it in the buck.
Mm-hmm. Drink that up right now. Get in now.
Drink that right there. Drink that right there.
Get in now. Mm-hmm. Cheers.
Hey, cheers,
Cheers.
dog. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Mm-hmm. Oh, that tastes swampy. Oh, it tastes swampy. And swamp tastes like winds.
How
Yeah,
y'all
you
doing?
taste like-
man? How's everybody doing, man?
Nah, we good.
Hey Joe,
Good over here.
does that Kool-Aid taste about like 500 plus yards of offense to you?
It does.
Yeah, it tastes
Yeah.
like number one introduced himself because people didn't know his name.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well,
tastes
you
like
couldn't say Kiko. Kiki.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
Kiki? Which I bet you know now. Kiki, are you riding? God damn it. I hope you never
Yeah.
ever leave.
You
I don't know
love
the
me,
song.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not cool no more. I don't know the lyrics. Don't need to
That
know.
was a-
Canes by 20, God
That
damn
was
it.
it tastes like
a face-to-face meeting.
tastes
Yeah.
like number 15. Number 15 is better than number one. That's what it tastes like.
Mm.
That's what we heard. Number 15 was the better quarterback, right? That's what we
Yeah,
heard.
100%. Yeah, he's gonna
Okay.
be. It's the second year of his system. He's gonna be better. He's at home. Fuck out of here.
It tastes like they put all their recruits in the wrong section of the goddamn stadium. That's what it tastes like.
That.
That's what it
It
tastes
tastes like
like.
it was too hot,
Hey.
and it tastes like
It was
a
muggy.
safety got shook and cramped up. Like he
Yeah.
got shook and pulled the muscle. You know what I mean?
When X hit him with the wop. When X hit him with the
Yeah.
with
He
the
hit him
head.
with the ooh-wop.
Yeah, hit him with the
Hamstring
ooh-wop.
gone.
Pass me the ooh-wop, man. Pass me the ooh-wop. Yeah. He
Man.
You know what it
Yeah.
tastes like, Joe? It tastes like 1 for 9 on third down.
Mm.
It's like getting off the field on third down. It tastes like 4.8 yards of play, and that's factoring in a 71-yard touchdown.
factoring
No.
in.
Mhm.
How many penalties
It tastes
did we
like
have?
139 yards given up on the ground, and that's factoring in a 79-yard touchdown.
No
Two
false
penalties.
starts.
No false starts.
No
Two
holding.
penalties. Only
No
2
formation
punts.
penalties. No,
It tastes
nothing
like
like
it
that.
tastes like practice was louder than the actual game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to him.
Boy said Oregon louder.
Yeah.
Boy said Oregon
USC.
louder.
USC.
He said
in,
Washington
He
in,
was
in,
louder.
in USC's rented stadium. Yeah.
Mhm.
He said a
USC
bunch of
got
them
a
Hollywood
reputation.
people louder than y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He said
Yeah.
people acting on in Beverly Hills is louder than y'all.
And this wasn't. Y'all watched the game again? I watched it again today.
Watched it this morning.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Well, listen,
I sure
Man,
did.
there's some good ass Kool-Aid.
It is.
Woke up this
I
morning.
ain't had Kool-Aid in about 33 years.
That's the best Kool-Aid you can have.
That's the
Oh.
best
Woke up
kind
this
of
morning,
Kool-Aid.
rolled over. My wife goes, "You want to watch the game again?" I said, "Yes, I do."
Yes,
I
yes.
do.
Yes,
All
I
right,
do.
can I say something
Yes,
real
I
quick?
do.
I have something really wholehearted to say.
Yeah.
And this is to Corey Carmona.
Oh wow, full name.
This is to
That would be
Corey.
nice.
I'm gonna say Corey Carmona's full name because this is
Oh boy.
this is really to Corey.
Cigar back in there.
And I
What we got?
let me
Oh shit, I gotta take my hat off.
yeah.
All right, so,
Corey Carmona said Canes by 20
from the
plus
beginning.
plus
Yeah.
from the gate. Never wavered.
Nope.
And it might have been just pure hatred for the Gators. It could have been pure hatred.
Mine was.
It could have been he knew the deal. He knew number one was him.
Yep.
You know, he knew the O line would smack the D line. He knew the trenches would travel. Blah 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 blah. Corey's very well versed in the game of football, and he never wavered. And I commend you, good sir, for that. And I appreciate your foresight.
Yep.
And you know, thank you.
Emotional.
Thank you.
I was getting emotional.
Appreciate you. All right.
Yeah,
You're welcome. I would like to accept
That's
this
all
speech on behalf of, well, only the people here who didn't laugh at me, because most people did, and most people thought I was crazy. The reason I said it, though, all jokes aside, the reason I said Canes by 20 is because I said we didn't put this team together to survive Florida. I've been saying this. This is supposed to be a different kind of season, and you set the tempo by stomping a mud hole in them week one. I didn't. I've been saying that all off season. This ain't the 7-win. I hope we get 7. This is, we know what we're shooting for here, and that needed to start with a statement. You needed to make a statement, and they made a statement. Thank God they backed it up. Boy, I had bookmarks. The level of bookmarks that dropped from my tweets was insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah. I'm so proud of this team. We'll get into it. Obviously there's critiques in any football game, but I'm very proud of this team. They understood the assignment. They came out and they were dominant in all 3 phases. I'm very, 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 very proud. Very, very proud.
CB, have you spoken to or heard from any recruits?
You don't have to say names. You
don't have to say names, but just reaction.
No, you never ask.
Like
we never ask.
Any like, you know, reaction like,
wow. Smooth watch it 6 times. Yeah. How the fuck you watch it 6 times? You
didn't sleep? Yes, I have. I also want to say something that no one is pointing out. Everyone is seeing that video where Justin Scott goes over to DJ Pickett, right? But if you actually watch the video, DJ Pickett is not the one that calls him over there. Cannon Pickett sees Justin Scott and says, "Come over here."
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's listen.
Boys posted. They hosted family, a Pickett party, sponsored by the goddamn Canes fam. They put them right in between.
Yeah, somebody said they saw what they wanted to see. You know.
Yeah.
So one
That's
of
what
the
DJ said.
Yep.
That's what DJ said.
Smooth says I haven't been to sleep yet, bro. Been saying it all off season.
Yo.
Man, I want to give much shout out to Poke and everybody else that was in the building. Joe's wilding over here. He's having sugar.
I gotta stop. This shit is crack. I can see why people get addicted to this shit. This shit is crack right now.
Man, you missed it. You got 18 snacks right on the side. Listen, man.
I can see why, TV.
The fans that showed out to the Swamp yesterday was incredible. Like when the Gators weren't cheering, and once they started losing, you could hear the Canes. That's great to be a Miami Hurricane. You hear that shot? It was fantastic. Now I gotta give a quick shout out to all my people. Got to meet Cody Kane yesterday. Dope dude, man. He was in the smart side of the bar over by the pool table. It was a lot cooler there. Got to meet Autism Awareness, man. Shout out to him. Great dude, man. Absolutely amazing. Yo, it was fantastic.
See, he's a goofball.
Great point, Ben. Solid point. That last thing you said.
Excellent point. Way to bring it home.
He's a goofball.
Yeah, the last thing he said, just that's why we're gonna win an award for this podcast. It's that last line.
Fat fingers.
The nail on the head with that last point. I mean, so well.
The Canes are back winning. His internet is back to being trash. We are back.
We made it, baby. We made it. I went to click a comment. I got kicked out. I was like, "Are we being too positive? What's happening?" I didn't even curse yet. We haven't even got into the roast portion of the podcast. We're just in the introduction of this. Listen, man. This is all right. Let's start. Let's kick it off. Poke, you were in the building.
Yes, sir.
When you see their souls leaving, And from your vantage point right now, because you've seen it a couple times, what was your interaction? He's violent, son. He don't know.
You can't stop drinking.
CB, what the fuck, man?
He's already
This is
hooked.
ridiculous.
He's already on it.
This shit is ridiculous right now.
What else you put in that Kool-Aid, Joe? What else you
This
put in
shit
that
is
Kool-Aid?
ridiculous. This shit don't make sense. I'm about to drink the whole shit.
Come over to my side, baby.
We like,
We got sugar and all kind of shit over here, dog.
You trying to pull me in the grave, son.
You've been living your life wrong. Live on the edge a little bit. Live life on the edge, Joe. It's fun over here. There's a nasty crash coming in about 45 minutes, so be ready for it.
Yeah. Be ready to lay down.
2 cups in. This motherfucker 20 minutes, 2 cups. Damn, what?
That jug gonna be gone by the end of this.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit,
it's
I'm
gonna be
crying,
gone.
son.
He's gonna be walking
Just
around
drink
later
it.
looking
Hey,
like
fuck
that.
it.
He's gonna be walking around later looking like that Dave Chappelle meme. Hey, y'all got any more of that Kool-Aid?
Yeah, I got him more than Kool-Aid.
Hey,
That's what sugar
just drink
does
from
to
the
you.
fucking jar by now, Joe. Fuck it. Who cares?
Oh
Poke,
my
all right,
god.
in the building. Let's try to get this a little bit together. In the building, man. What was that like from your vantage point when you just
Listen,
saw?
I mean, all jokes and shit talk aside, if you haven't had the chance to experience something like being at, one of,
a college
I wouldn't
town?
say iconic, but a place like the Swamp and being in that stadium, being able to experience the whole college football experience like that. I mean, it's just different if you haven't done it before. And for me, that was the first time there. And it was, I mean, the atmosphere was great. You could feel the energy in the building. I felt it more from the Canes fans, and probably because I'm wearing, orange and green glasses, but you could just get a sense just, walking around the campus and going to various tailgates and stuff. You didn't really feel the energy from the Gator fans. I mean, we hung out with a bunch of Gator fans at a tailgate, friends of my wife's that are big Gator fans, and super chill people, very, very cordial, polite, all the above, great to hang with. But you just didn't get a sense from them that they were, I don't know, excited, confident. Yeah, exactly.
They weren't.
It was different. So, I mean, you get into the stadium. I mean, it's loud, I guess. I mean, I don't know really how to describe it. I think the loudest it got was on that long run. And then after that, it was like, after that, it felt like normal volume at any other football game you'd ever been to.
No.
But once they, saw the writing on the wall that this one was pretty much a wrap, you just, like, it just completely deflated. And it just wasn't there. It was great to see. I mean, we were surrounded by quite a bit of Canes fans, so we let them know what was up for real. Respectfully.
Yeah, because you don't want to get.
It didn't seem loud from at home, like on TV.
No,
it didn't feel like a loud atmosphere.
No.
But then again, we scored on the first drive, so air is kind of taken out right away.
No, and I think that was a key to setting the tone for the rest of the game. We knew that they had to come out explosive and take care of business from the jump, or else that crowd possibly could have been a factor had we not done that.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, for real. Cody says I dated a girl that went to high school at 4 UF games because their family were huge Gator fans. It was never anything like Canes tailgating. It was never going to be like a home game because you're surrounded by your people.
No.
If you were a Gator fan, I'm sure it's like a great experience, but we're not and we never will be. Flag says, by the way, I gave Flag that when I got there, he damn near broke my hand. I don't appreciate that shit. Just Flag, keep that, you know what I'm saying? They'll do biggest, he like
wave
he
at
like
me when
Poke.
you see me, fam.
Yeah, fam, Poke. He like Poke, but like taller and black, and it was like, this is weird. Like if they're next to each other, you can't see shit. Poke can't. So you're saying the Mad Hippo was louder than the stand? Fam, we had that bitch rocking. We had the Mad Hippo in Orlando absolutely fucking rocking. The TV was, when I didn't see the camera shaking in the beginning, I was like, oh, we got this shit. Because sometimes, like when it's really loud, you'll see the camera shaking. Like A&M could have that, VT could have that. You know what I'm saying? Different places. When I was like, oh no, they just hopeful it was the weather, and the weather's a little bit too nice. Now they're fucked.
Thanks.
All right, Joe, you were watching it at home. You know what I'm saying, in Charlotte. How were you feeling when it first kicked off?
There was a confidence, man. Keeping it a buck, there was a confidence, man. Just watching them dudes walk in the stadium, like I was like, damn, they not fucking. Nobody smiling, nobody joking. The only one who was smiling was Andy. Andy Boroganis was the only one smiling.
When does he not smile though? That's
Right.
I mean, real nice young man though. Like he's a really nice young man.
And he'll come down and hit your ass on the kickoff too.
A smiling kicker kind of scary though, because like why he laughing?
Why you so jovial? But yeah, everybody just
look in your eye.
Yeah, it was like straight business, man. It was like a business. It was a business meeting, you know what I mean? And it just made me feel calm. I was like, oh shit, all right, these guys are ready, man. And then you know, you saw the first drive and you saw how it was gonna go. You saw how it was gonna go, man. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, I felt good. I felt there were moments, and we'll get into them, where I felt like, damn, come on, son. But I felt good, man. I felt real good, and it was just a joy to watch, man. I did a lot of push-ups. Got a lot of push-ups in, man, and
yeah, you did a lot of push-ups.
Yeah. Push-ups. Stood up the whole time. You know, and,
I sit down.
It was dope. It was dope.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Get this comment real quick. Ghostface says, "Hey fellas, I just got back from the game. I live here in Austin, Texas. Lifelong Canes fan since Michael Irvin. Shout out to Ghostface, man. I have to say the defense. The guys were making one-on-one tackles. That in the yeah. ICB, cook up, bro. How were you feeling when it kicked off, man?
I'm anxious no matter who we play. Like I'm gonna be anxious for the kickoff next week. I'm an anxious dude. I'm standing up. My legs shaking. They said the game was gonna start at a certain time, and then it didn't. It started 25 minutes after that. That made my anxiety worse. So I'm anxious to start games off. So I'm one of those kind of guys that like I need that sign that I can go, all right, we good. And I ain't gonna lie to you. That sign was when I saw my QB1 walk out of bounds.
Yes.
But he didn't walk out of bounds. He was still 5 yards from the out of bounds, the out of scrimmage line, stopped, looked for the Florida player dead in his face and was like,
and real quick, CB, that's how I knew Florida wasn't about that shit. Because a real team, somebody would have smoked his ass. Somebody would have smoked his ass. And they didn't. So I was like, yeah, Florida not ready. That Florida not.
It's soft as shit. Yeah.
But for me,
the
thing that calmed me down. What's happening, Flo? Let me hold something. Every time. What calmed me down is the first shot they took on Damari. I was like, all right, let's roll. Because it taught me two things. One, Damari's still ready. Two, we leaving them boys in man. And that's what I asked for. I was like, let's go, bro. We finna cook. The second I saw that, I was like, oh, they really talking about be out there. Just you out there with them. And let's keep it a bug. Eugene Wilson is nice. So I know they be overhyping him sometimes, but he is a very good player and a very versatile player too. The player that can give you different types of fits. And last year, the kind of player that probably would have given us fits, that kind of slot guy. But when I saw the secondary buckle in early, I was like, oh, we good. Because we were getting pressure with 4. Guidry doing nasty things with 4. 3 defensive ends on the field. Everybody standing up. Don't nobody know who doing what. I said, boy, Dawson with the reverse early. That reverse to Jacoby was beautiful. Wasn't executed beautifully, but it was beautiful.
He kept running. I feel like he could have beat him to the edge.
He can't do the
great play. That number 10 was nice.
If he would have been able to
10
cut
from
back,
Florida was nice though.
If he would have been able to cut back like he was trying to,
yeah, he'd have been gone. But that was a great play by that kid. The Cam Ward, the reverse bootleg, the 2 steps to the right, the reverse rollout to the back. Now it didn't end well for us. But it's I saw the creativity early. I was like, oh, let's go. Like I could see Dawson is in the back half of his playbook. I could see Guidry is cooking with just the first 2 drives. And at that point, I knew, like, look, the running game didn't start off how I wanted it to. We need to be a little bit more efficient on early downs running the football. But with that being said, we were still grinding out tough yards on the ground. It was still 3 tough yards, 4 tough yards. Once I saw that our defensive line was getting penetration with 4, and our corners were calm out there on an island, I was never worried about 1. I was never worried about X. I was never worried about any of that. I just wanted to see the secondary. And once I saw them get tested and boy didn't flinch, I was like, let's go.
Thanks. My mom in the chat. Hey, Mom, love you.
Hey, Mom.
Hey.
Always got to give my mom a shout out. Autism Awareness says, does anyone know how long the VTQB1 is out for? Didn't even know he was out.
I didn't know it was out.
Nah, I passed out like about an hour after the game. I was trying to stay away. Well, I watched the IndyCar finish. I was so drained, so mentally and emotionally drained. I passed out and woke up at like 3 a.m. I was so drained.
I hadn't gone to sleep yet.
Yeah.
Even after driving back from Gainesville, I was so freaking hyped. Like I was
sleep. So drained. Like I just be so exhausted. Mentally and emotionally drained after games. I think it's because I'm so anxious that like every muscle in my body be tense. So once the game is over, I'm just like, I'll be exhausted. More exhausted than back when I played, I feel like, which is a little weird. I used to come home with energy.
Yeah, you're older now.
I mean, don't say that out loud. We got microphones.
You're not as old as us. You're the youngest one here, motherfucker. Like put that in the chat. Old as fuck. Nah, man, I was tired of shit. Yo, I got to watch the game with John, right? And there was a moment it was an experience I wanted to have because Flo says, yo, you got to watch a game when, fam, he's so high anxiety. He like paces with his arms crossed. He's like, how you doing, man? I was like, I'm fucking anxious to shit now, John. Thanks for asking. So I'm watching it, you know what I'm saying? TV's right in front of me, Flex to my side, John's on the other side, and we're watching it the whole time standing up, celebrating every touchdown, running all around, giving everybody 5, fucking doing laps, coming back to my spot. It was, listen, man, it was such, fam, when I'll tell you, when they hit Cam McCormick for that 9-yard little like screen pass toss up thing, fam, I was like, it's a wrap. Cam McCormick scored a touchdown for you wide open like that. It's over, dog. Like, yeah, the
tight ends caught 7 balls, y'all.
We almost matched our tight end production in one game.
Of all year last year.
Yeah. And we saw plays schemed for tight ends.
Yeah.
Like we saw the screen for Elijah Arroyo. Like,
yep.
Our second leading receiver is Elijah Arroyo in the game.
Yeah. Muhammad, give a shout out to Muhammad. He was at the table too, man. Just had a great time. Listen, fam, that game. Now look, I will say like the Cam Ward, the people had a problem with like Cam Ward being like a little bit too cool with it. I was like, fam, do you remember who the fuck we are? We are the cool motherfuckers, man. That's who we've always been. Like Mike, shout out to Mike. I'm gonna give him a shot. Mike's like, bro, do you think he's just being a little bit too cool? Like when he's like rolling out, you think he's? I was like, fam, you haven't seen Cam Ward? He does not give a fuck at all, and he's going to cook. And this is how he cooks. But Joe was right. I didn't even think about that shit. When he runs for like the second run for like 25 yards, and he just slowly like merges to the out of bounds, and nobody hits him because that's what he did. He merged. He's still going forward. It's not like he ran straight out of bounds.
Somebody gonna come full speed and take that boy head off, man. He better.
And nobody touched him. I was like, oh, they don't want that smoke.
Somebody gonna do it. Yeah. Somebody's gonna do it.
I'll take the 15. I'll take the 15, y'all.
Yeah, you're not gonna do that shit to me, like 100%. Oh, fam, but I was like, oh, fam, that one. Look, we're gonna break it down, but my God, man, like he just is so confident. And look, we knew, right? We had that kind of hope. We seen the practices, and I'm saying, and we seen it, but it's like, is that us or them? It's practice, yo. Like that's why Florida was built up the way where they were built up to their fans. Yeah, I'm sure your receivers look great against that secondary. You know what I'm saying? Like that secondary, Akron is gonna look fucking great. Sanford might give them problems next week. That secondary was so trash, couldn't tackle, couldn't cover, couldn't do anything. We did whatever we wanted with that secondary. It was shout out to JD Piquel. He goes, it looked like Cam Moore's playing barbecue football, yo. Like he was just out there just tossing the ball around.
Barbecue football.
Yeah, man, like it was so easy for him. It was stupid. Dumb. It was,
Don't ball across your body like that again, though, please.
He did that like 6 times. Like one was a pick, he did it multiple times and just didn't care. That's fucking great. Like
I love you, Cam, but I care. Please. Like, as you know, you gotta take the good with the bad, but let's not get into a habit of doing that. You know what I'm saying? Set your feet.
When he hit Jacoby George for that dime, though,
he set his feet.
He set his feet. He stopped. Yeah,
he set his feet.
But if that habit's going to be the norm, then what?
Well, he's got to set his feet. He can't have his body rolling and try to throw. That's where he got the pick from. He didn't set his feet.
I need that habit not to be the norm. That's the difference between.
Have you ever rolled
there's
out
a line in
between throwing arm and trying to
Matthew
throw
Stafford and Jay Cutler? There's Matthew Stafford. There's Jay Cutler. The line is very thin. That line is fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always have to have your feet set when you throw across your body. Just saying. If you have the right arm angle and you can anticipate your receiver, you don't need to do it.
Please don't make that a habit, Cam. Please.
That's the I get it.
It's the shoulders. It's not the feet. It's the shoulders.
Yeah.
A lot of Brett Favre.
Nah, don't compare that man to Brett Favre, please.
Nah, man, please.
Well, yeah.
No, not
it's a lot of Cam Ward
anybody.
and Cam Ward. It's a lot of Cam Ward. You can see like glimpses of other court, but he does things different. His calmness and his ability to still scan while he's running for his life is let's put a buck. That's special. Hey, shout out to AB. I think that's where he's special. It's his ability to stay poised while extending a play, while a pass rusher is barreling down on him. He's still scanning. He's still anticipating. That calmness when plays break down, that's next level, man. You can have a dual threat quarterbacks are fun for a lot of reasons, but for that reason is why I love them. It's not just what they can do on the ground. It's giving receivers extra time. It's extending the plays. It's bailing your offensive line out every once in a while when they miss a block. You know, it's picking up a first down with your legs to extend a drive. It's not always, Lamar Jackson rushing for 1,000 yards. It's the little things that it adds to the offense.
I think on the pick to James Ingram's point, I think you had 2 receivers too close to each other. Like I think you had, I think X was the lower receiver, and then Jacoby was coming over the top. So it was like you kind of had him in the in between place. So you had too many. I mean, it was a bad pick.
It wasn't that far from Jacoby's hands, to be completely honest.
It
wasn't. It wasn't like he was. Yeah, it was just. It just sailed a little bit. Like to be honest, it wasn't like it was one of a horrible throw. It literally just sailed a little bit.
And you think the way like the commentator said it was like, oh, he can't ever do that again. I was like, it was like a hair. Like,
he's going to. He's 100% going to. Even though I say don't, like, let's keep it a buck. He's going to, because he understands now not to make that mistake. He understands now. We saw him do it again. Like, these things are practiced nowadays, though. Quarterbacks practice off balance, off target throws constantly. Yes. These off platform arm angle throws. They practice. We saw it with Dylan Raiola. I mean, this is something they do now. It used to be frowned upon, but arm angles you need them now.
Yeah, that's why he's able to throw and avoid a corner coming hot and sidearm it underneath. The corner jumps, he throws it underneath him. So he's able to throw a quick wide receiver screen. You know what I mean? Yeah.
When he hit X on that corner blitz, they talk to each other a little bit.
Because you got to remember, Cam is what, 6 foot? You know what I mean? So he can't see over the line.
Yeah, he's maybe 6'1".
No, he dropped his arm down damn near submarine style on that corner blitz. Like, he dropped his arm down. I was like, okay, go ahead, boy. And it's not just the change of arm angles; it's the quick release too. It's the snapness to get it out. He got that ball out on that corner blitz in a millisecond. That was a catch and throw that was insane.
27 Kane says, "Wow, what a difference with a true QB that's a leader the team gravitates to." Yes, man. That's what I told y'all last. Like, yes, fam, a pick in the past is the downfall of this team. That one, if another quarterback throws that pick, it's a fucking toilet drain spiral. It's an ugly win, ugly win, or a bad loss. Yo, Cam is the difference, yo. And fam, when he hit Jacoby on that shit and he runs to the sideline, takes off his helmet, and he's just with the team. You see that fucking Juggernaut's big ass going crazy. Like, yo! First of all, biggest 42 I've ever seen in my life, yo. Biggest 42 ever. It was all right. Let's get nitpicky, right? We know all the positives. Let's get nitpicky. Joe, we'll start with you. What are some of the things in the overall game that you see we can still work on? Because 1-0 is 1-0, right? Like that. What we did yesterday, it was beautiful. And I watched the highlights again, and I'll make sure to watch all the shit that people are posting because I'm not done roasting them. You know what I mean? No, y'all know how I cook, even with no voice. So, Joe, hold up. I got to get this dono real quick. From Norman, the TD Pastor George was a thing of beauty. Appreciate you, Norman. Appreciate you supporting the show, man. 215 people in the chat right now. Please don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe. Hit that You Heard Podcast, that comment. All Piss No Poodles. FTB t-shirt out there. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all so much. All right. What you got,
Jay? Another dono. Did you get the first
dono? If y'all see me looking up, I'm not. Yeah, I'm reading the chat because they're going crazy over here.
It's fantastic. I love it. Yeah, the 27K one. Yeah.
No, not that. There was one. Oh no, you're right. You're right. No, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
All right. These are just things that I didn't care for. Like, I'm not gonna, what they need to work on. They know what they need to work on.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't care for the slow mesh running game. Like, it was like Wake Foresty. You know what I mean? Like slow. I didn't care for that. Not with our backs. Because to me, that slows down the momentum of our backs. And we got two big ass, bruising ass backs who I would just like to hit the hole, and I know it, and there may be a reason for it, so I don't know. There may be a reason why the O-line splits. They're like heel to toe. They're like condensed. Yeah, and I don't know why. It could, because it wasn't like that last year. So I don't know why, but I don't like that. I don't care for that. But
I didn't notice it until I saw your tweet.
Yeah, again, whatever. That's just what it was. That's it, man. That's the only thing I didn't care for. Like, everything else, I was good, man. I like the way the D-line played. I like the way the backers played. I like the way the defense looked good, man. Everything else, man, I enjoyed. I would like Sam Brown. Yeah, Sam Brown should have had that catch, that X boom. He definitely should have caught that. Definitely. That was a good ball, X. Good throw, X.
I think
good
Sam,
play call, everything.
Yeah,
I like the way we stayed aggressive. I love the way we stayed aggressive. You know what I mean? I was trying to hoping we put 60 on them boys. I didn't like that the starters were still in. I didn't like that. I couldn't stand that. And when Cam got sacked, I was about to die. I was like, yo, come on, man. Come on.
What are we doing?
Please. So maybe there's a rhyme or reason behind that as well. I don't know. But that's it, man, if we're being nitpicky.
Yeah. Poke, what you got? Who's 56? Who is 56?
Ryan
on the D-line on the D-line or the 76 is Ryan Rodriguez.
56? I don't know.
We'll have to look at that. Poke, what you got?
Somebody got
it. I'll look it up right now.
If you're nitpicking.
If I'm nitpicking, I think maybe we over pursued at times on a few of the runs. I think we got sucked up towards
I don't know how
whether
to
it
say
was
this.
whether it was play action or not, but sometimes they got sucked up in pursuit and didn't contain. Especially you see that especially on that long run they had for the touchdown, where Jaden came in, took a horrible approach,
No,
and left nobody out on the outside. So other than that, I mean, I really
West
don't have
Crest
any
too,
other.
though. West
What's
Crest
that?
too. On the West Crest too on
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
I think
But I
that was
mean-
just a busted call. I think they weren't supposed to.
that
be
was
where they were supposed to be.
I think that was somebody's assignment. I think it was Jaden's assignment.
I think it was a bust.
think he
I think it
overran.
was just a bust. Yeah.
I
It
think
was
Jaden
yeah. It was, I
overran.
mean,
Confused.
when you look at it, when you go back and look at it, you see that whole side of the field there's nobody there.
there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're,
That's
it's
what
like,
made me
okay,
think Jaden, because he's the only one that I would think that could count for, if the defense was schemed right, he'd be the only one to be able to count for that gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he should have been outside. He would have been
side.
outside. He should have stayed outside. Like he let the back get outside of him. He should have stayed outside.
Yeah, he took a bad angle
and forced the back to cut back in.
Yeah, and
That was the only bad play he made.
Yeah. I mean, and some of it, like Joe said, the little like delays in the handoff, trying to like a wait and see type of thing. I think if we attack the line like normal, there's plenty of openings for running backs to get through. A lot of times when he held on to the ball, it kind of closed up those gaps, and then the running backs are left kind of guessing where to bounce the ball out. There's a few times where there was a gap they could hit, and they bounced the opposite direction, or they didn't see it in time and tried to bounce it out and just let the defense kind of collapse in on them. But I mean, we're nitpicking here, so I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. This is very minute shit. 100%. CB, what you got?
Yeah. Oh, I wanna clear something up. I do not want Cam Ward to throw the ball across his body on the run going the opposite way, because I would like my quarterback not to do that. However, I do understand that Cam Ward is a special talent and he's going to do that, and most of the time drop dots when he does it. But if you're asking me to nitpick, that's probably the only thing he did that I could nitpick from. Other than that, he played a flawless game. And like me and Polk both said, we saw him do it later in the game and complete it. So that's why you go, no. Oh, okay. Well, just please be more careful next time. But I'd say my only nitpick is I want to be a little bit more efficient running the ball on early downs, especially earlier in the game. I like the creativity we saw in the run game, though. We saw some tosses. We saw some counter. We saw a lot of creativity from Dawson. So, like I said, I just want to be a little bit more efficient earlier in the game, running the football, staying ahead of the chains. But I mean, Martinez was doing a great job grinding out those tough yardage earlier in the game. Like I said, they were just 4-yard runs or 3-yard runs, but they were tough 3- and 4-yard runs, and that did start opening things up. We did over pursue a couple of times. We also gave up outside containment a couple of times. That's another tiny critique, but it's not something that happened consistently. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, there's not much to critique. So like when I say like we're nitpicking, we are uber nitpicking. We're trying to find things at this point. For the most part, no. I'd say the only two things that I could say that I'd like to see done different is pulling the starters, because I don't want my quarterback taking hits like that late in the game. I didn't agree with that. I do agree with running it up, but let Poff run it up. And the second thing is, I want to let our punt returners return punts. Ray's first punt return, dudes were 10 yards away from him, and he fair caught it. Let's let the athletes cook. But honestly, I feel like they played a great game on all three phases. There's not much really to critique from there. Just not a lot of penalties, so there's not a lot of stupid mistakes to clean up. You just cross your T's and dot your I's against FAMU, execute the game plan once again. But let's be honest, man, they played a flawless game for the most part, other than the 71-yard touchdown run. Yeah, so if we're nitpicking, yeah, I'd like to see us kind of
take a knee,
put the game away every once in a while.
What's up?
But other than that, there's nothing really to nitpick from.
Okay, just give me a second. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, there's nothing really. The one turnover you could talk about, but he went to the sideline, asked for the tablet right away. You know that's a quarterback, that's a leader, that's someone that's trying to understand what he did before he can start game planning for the next drive. He wanted to see what he did, and like we all said, we didn't see that same level of mistake from him again. He is the kind of leader that you want at the quarterback position. I think they did well. I think both the offensive and defensive coordinator did well. That was a motherfucking BB he threw to Ray. That thing was 98 miles an hour.
That shit was stupid. That I don't know who catches that.
That's another thing.
I don't know.
Paul,
that one you know Horton too. Horton got a BB too.
The saying a heavy ball, like some pitchers they'll throw a heavy ball where it feels like it speeds up in like the last 3 feet and it just gets on you. Cam Ward's ball feels like when he releases it, it's quick, but then in like that last foot, it's like I just don't think Ray was ready for that last little bit of explosion. And it's almost like a pitcher that throws like a heavy ball.
I think he has a sound. I think his ball has a sound, like a that sound.
It's a laser, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That cuts that sounded like cuts hair. That's
yeah. Yeah.
Yo, that one he threw Ray across the middle.
Yeah, that's what we talking about.
That ball was cooking. Good Lord.
That ball was that was a laser, man. That's a third cup. Yeah, man. I did. How we feel about some of the other receivers? We didn't get to see. We did get to see Sam Brown. We got to see X. We got to see Horton, Jacoby. We didn't get to see any of the young guns.
I feel like we'll get to see him. Oh, Ben, Benny, what you think, man?
Yeah, man. Look, the nitpicking would be, not taking out I would have taken out the starters in the fourth quarter. After like that first drive in the fourth, I was like, all right, man, we've seen enough. Because like it showed, my problem would have been like Florida's undisciplined as shit. You know what I mean? They had too rough in the passers. Cam is that dude.
They tried to do some shit to hurt.
Yeah, like a little bit of a late hit. Like they're already on some fuck.
Yeah,
you're getting embarrassed. Like clearly they showed they were more on the softer side, but like it only takes one bad moment. You know what I mean for them. So like that's really my only nitpick. Yeah, the containment was bad on that run, but you know what I'm saying? Like they're still a semi-professional football team. They're gonna have their moments, right? And that was their moment. Like they tried to force the ball down the field, couldn't. 11-20. What was it? 11-20 for 91 yards. Every time he threw the ball, it was bad. He can't throw the ball past 5 yards, yo. Not on any kind of consistent and put it on a dime. My favorite. So if we're going Cam Ward now, my favorite pass. Everybody goes Jacoby George. I'm gonna go with Zay Horton down the sideline. Like that was good coverage, and where he put that was only where Zay could get that. You know what I mean? Sam Brown had a struggle of a game, but still had a hell of a block on the Fletcher run. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that cleared out the line, the corner to give him that space. So he's still doing teamwork shit. So even that is like you're really nitpicking. Where like, damn, he should have had more yards. X had over 100 yards. Elijah Arroyo almost had more yards in one game than our entire motherfucking tight end room from last year. Elijah Lofton caught a tight end screen and took it for 25 yards. You know what I'm saying? So like it's really some nitpicking shit here, man. Yo, we are joined by the man with the most pictures in Hurricanes history.
Really?
Yeah, he does.
Real quick, when I say young guns, I don't mean the freshmen. I meant Robbie and Ray because I'm curious to see how they sprinkle in the offense this year.
They're going to come in.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see for sure.
We'll see them. The way, like the packages that Dawson can cook with now. Yeah, they're gonna
get Chris Johnson, man. I really want to see.
Yeah. So when I say the young guns, I don't mean this year's freshmen. I mean last year's freshmen. I want to see how they sprinkle in.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to say, a lot of people before we bring in our guest. One thing is like the depth in recruiting that we have to be supplemented the way it's been with the transfer, because like most of our O-line were recruits. You what I'm saying, from this university. Like our two big time playmakers at receiver that now so like Zay Horton, our three, Zay Horton, JG3, and X were recruits. So people were like, oh, you just not, yes, you get supplemental pieces in the transfer portal, but our team has been recruited and it's going to be recruited to the highest level ever. All right, man, let's bring in the man with, I think he has 3 phones. He has to. There's no way you have this many pictures in Hurricanes history and he just fucking, and you have 1 phone, unless you have like a supreme cloud that nobody else has. It's COE, man, case over everything. Derek Coe. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's happening, fellas, man?
What's up, big dog?
Yo,
What's up, brother?
Yo. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all. Literally, I only got 1 phone, man.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
He got
The
the
funny
extra
thing-
gigs on that
That's all
motherfucker though.
cap.
He got the super cloud package because
So,
He got
ain't
that- he
no
got that phone with
way.
extra pack. You got that phone with that extra pack shit?
but
That ain't
believe
the
it or
8
not,
gig. And if it is
listen.
the 8 gig, Apple gave him a special 8 gig.
Well, listen, pre iPhone, and I just went iPhone about maybe a year ago. I had Samsung, and I had like a micro SD card, like a 1 terabyte. So like you could store a bunch of stuff on Samsung, but you didn't have to pay for. I switched to
Yeah.
Apple. Now you got to pay for the cloud. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Young dudes in the chat have no idea what we're talking about right now. They have
100%.
no idea what we're
Not at all.
talking. They're
Not at
like
all.
micro.
yeah,
Micro
that's going
SD.
back like the micro PCS. You know what I mean? Joe knows about that.
Nah, I don't fuck with that. Them cricket,
The Metro
phones,
PCS,
boy. Them cricket phones, boy.
fellas, man.
I had a
Listen, I
Boost
wa- I
Mobile back
wanted
in
to-
the day, fam.
Facts. I just wanted to jump on. I popped on your onto the show just to kind of listen. Sometimes I love just to listen to other people do their shows, man. And first and foremost, man, you know, shout out to you guys for what you do, man. You guys are holding it down. And you know, as somebody who has a show as well, I mean, I just want to show some support, show some love, and let you guys know you guys are doing a good job out there, man.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate
Man,
you, bro.
yeah.
Thank
man.
you, Coach. Thank you.
Can't wait to see you next week, brother. I'm gonna be down there Friday, man.
Oh, we got a game next week. I didn't know about that. I'm still gonna be topping off this one still, man. But yeah, listen. Yesterday was good, man. You know, it's been a long time since the University of Miami went on the road and won a big time road game with a big time test. I know people are probably going to say that Florida's kind of down. You know, we as Miami Hurricane fans expected to go in there and win, which I did, and I expected to win very big. But you still had to go into the swamp with 90,000 people and play in that environment. What I really liked was the way that those players and the coaches had the team locked in and just kind of draining out the noise. We talk about draining the swamp. They drained that noise out from the get-go, and they were focused. You know, you could tell from the rip that they were focused. And, you know, just the mentality that Mario Cristobal has with these individuals right now is second to none.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely.
Yo, it was. What was when the crowd started leaving and you started seeing the amount of Hurricanes fans that were in the building? What did that feel like, man?
You want to be honest? It felt like we were at home. That's normally what our stadium looks like. And no knock to our fans, but I mean, obviously, it was great to see that, and it was great to see how many Hurricane fans actually traveled up, you know, to the swamp. Whether or not it was they got tickets to the University of Miami, they bought them from a third party, but Miami actually traveled really well. I know it was an in-state game, but I'll tell you what, I need to see that same type of atmosphere, not just at home for the next 2 weeks, but I need to see that over in Tampa. You know, it's not a far trip. So all those guys and all those individuals who traveled up to the swamp, make that trip over to Tampa as well. It's not, you know, it's not that much further. So then make that to Tampa. And like, I really feel this year is going to be a special, special year. And you know what? Go out there and support, man, show love, not just, you know, when we're winning, show support when we're losing as well. You know what I mean? And for me, that's the big key, right? If you're a fan, you're a fan, you know, whether we win, we lose, but support our individuals, support our student athletes through and through.
Absolutely.
I got a
We're gonna
question.
we're gonna need that in
Coach,
Atlanta too, man.
Go ahead, CB.
You've been to a lot of games over the years, obviously. We all see the travel pitch. It's always so cool. No matter where the away game is, you go, you take the fan with you. It's always dope to see. This wasn't your first time in the swamp. I would like to know how does this game, this game and this atmosphere compare to some of your other times in the swamp down there in enemy territory?
So 02, obviously we went up there, and at that point, again, listen, I was only a season ticket holder for probably about 4 years when we went up to the Swamp. So, again, I was that guy that was up in the 300 level, 2 rows from the top, looking down. And obviously it was a great game. That was just a tremendous game, 41-16. I see this little speck of Mo Sykes catching the 97-yard pick six to the house, and I couldn't really tell who the number was because I was up so high, but I could see it. So that environment was great. But then going in 08, we had that big class from the Northwest, and you thought, okay, we're going to do something here. We had Robert Marv, playing quarterback, sprinkling some Ja'Cory. You're playing against Tim Tebow, so it was one of those things where, you got beat, but you held your own. Like, people don't realize you were in that game, and obviously they kicked some bullshit, field goal to try to cover the spread at the end. But like, they held their own as a young team. That environment at that game was special, though, because again, they had a lot of hype for 08. Obviously they went on to win a national championship that year. But going into yesterday, as confident as I felt, and I haven't been that confident going into that type of opening game in a long time. I mean, you go back to 18 against LSU in Dallas, 19 opening up against Florida in Orlando. There's just been those games where you just, okay, well, let's see what we're doing. I had a confidence yesterday, like Miami's going to come in there and they're going to put belt to ass. They're going to just walk through this and they're going to win. And once you saw that, like the dispensing of the fans, kind of mid third quarter, bro, it was on, man. We were partying in the end zone, just relaxing, like that little last touchdown that they scored. We didn't care about that. Listen, they're going to get those, right? People are going to get touchdowns at the end of the game, whether or not, and I was listening about your nitpicking, and listen, you can nitpick all you want on a lot of different things. Teams are still going to move the ball. Teams are still going to score, but it's how do you respond, right? And that was the biggest thing to me. You guys are talking about the run that they got. I didn't care about that run. What I cared about is they came right back. Boom, 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 boom.
Went down the field and scored.
Bro, like, to me,
28 straight points after that.
And that was the mentality that's what I'm saying. That's a different mentality that I think Mario has these guys on right now. Okay, look, we gave you one. We're gonna come right back and give it back to you. So that's the difference. And seeing everybody leave the Swamp, bro, it was like just frosting on the cake.
You bring up a good point, Coe, because for the last however long, we didn't see that. We saw a team that got a big chunk yardage gain for a touchdown score, come out flat as hell, and kind of you can almost feel it from our guys. Just the confidence start to dwindle, and kind of
in the past,
lose focus of what's going on the field and try to stay in it. But what a lot of people don't realize is that the way that this team has been set up in the last couple of years with Mario coming on, you're starting to see the benefits and all that work that's been put on to making this roster what it is start to come to fruition now. And we're starting to feel that. And I think a lot of us going into this game had that same type of mentality, and we could really feel that. I don't know how to explain it, because we've all been confident going into the beginning of any season.
Yeah.
We're Canes fans. That's what we do. That's
have hope at the beginning of the season. Yeah.
So, but it's hard to explain, because unless you've been a fan for as long as a lot of us have, you don't understand the different types of hype there can be leading into a season as there is with this one.
100% accurate there.
Well, what I could tell you is talking to some players afterwards and asking them just some questions. We have to understand this too, right? Mario is a complete animal. Mario knows what it takes to win at this level of college. He's been there, 2-time national champion, saw what it takes to build, saw it on Green Tree. Mario is bringing that back, but in order for Mario to bring that back, Mario has to bring the type of players into the University of Miami in order to bring that back. And I feel like that's where the past regimes, they were just kind of skating through and not really bringing the type of players that the University of Miami used to have. And you can talk to former, alumni that has played there. They can tell you they see the difference in year 3 compared to year 1. You got to remember, year 1, we're getting beat by Middle Tennessee State. We're getting blown out by Duke. You saw year 2 when Mario finally started getting some of his recruits. And again, we played a lot of young kids last year as freshmen. You can see every game that we played in last year, we had the opportunity to win. Like, it was a difference from year 1 to year 2. Now you can see year 3 to year 2, Mario's putting, pen to paper. This is what we want to do. This is what we're going to do. Now let's go execute it. And you can see that the players are buying into that philosophy and that mentality that Mario brings. Mario's going to lead by example because Mario knows what it takes to win. And if those guys can buy into that, I think the sky's the limit for the University of Miami.
Absolutely.
No,
Real
absolutely.
quick.
Absolutely.
Oregon Canes with the dono, man. Shout out to y'all boys. It's a great day to be a Cane. It's always a great day, baby. It's even better when we beat the dog shit out of Florida. Oh, it wasn't. Yo, again, got another dono. Skinny goes, what's bigger, this win or the 2017 Notre Dame game? Ooh, let's go around. Coe, what you think? This one?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, look, 2017 Notre Dame, I believe that year was a lot of smoke and mirrors, and you guys could debate me on this. You could have lost to Virginia. You could have lost to Syracuse. You could have lost multiple games that year, right? Yeah. Again,
no debate for me.
Well, stop it. But you had fourth down that you had to convert just to kind of get through that. And you saw what happened when you went up to Pittsburgh in 2017 and you crapped the bed. Then you go play Clemson and you got your ass beat, right? This is like the telltale of it's the University of Florida in your state. This is supremacy. Now, what you just showed against Florida yesterday, you don't think that those people in Tallahassee are seeing what you just did and being like, whoa, let's watch some tape on what Miami just did to Florida.
But they're also saying, shit, we ain't got an answer for that.
Yeah, they have no answer either. It's Canes by 20 there, too. Spoiler alert.
CB, what about you? 2017 or yesterday?
Man, that's different situations, right? Like we're I'd say this one. The reason I'd say this one, and it's we have hindsight with 2017, and we know that didn't lead to a big resurgence. Where this feels like Mario's third year. This is the proof of concept. Like this is we're now seeing. Holy shit, this may be special. Not just this year. Like there's sophomores on this team balling. Like this may be special for years to come. Hopefully, it's what it looks like. It looks like it's finally coming together. The offensive line, the defensive line, everything that we've asked for. This feels like the start of everything we've asked for. With hindsight, we now know that didn't lead to everything we wanted. It was, if we look at it on paper, it was a bit of an outlier of a season for us. Whereas, it's hard to say, bro, because I have the hindsight of knowing that didn't lead to us building a dynasty. We didn't, you know what I'm saying? We didn't win 10 games the next year and then the next year and the next year. Whereas this feels like this could be the start of us winning, having multiple 10-win seasons. This is us showing the receivers that say they need to see it. We just showed it to you. The quarterbacks that say they want to see it. We just showed it to you. This feels different than that win. And I think we're in a different state of mind than we were going into that Notre Dame game too as fans.
Yeah, I agree, CB, man. It's the same. We have the proof from 2017. I was at the ACC championship that year, fully not expecting us to win that game at all. And like Coach said, man, it was a lot of games that we probably should have lost, in that year, man. But that Notre Dame game was special. It was special because it was right. Was it right after Virginia Tech or right before Virginia Tech? It was like back-to-back games where it was like crazy. The atmosphere was crazy. But yeah, yesterday was just such a huge statement. Yesterday was such a huge statement, man. It's like, and you did it in front of 100+ recruits, man. Like, man, it was just a huge statement game, man. And it was on the road, and it was in Gainesville, and it set off the season. It set it off, man. Like, yeah.
It has you drinking Kool-Aid, son.
Yeah.
Yes, yesterday had
3 cups.
Yeah.
3 cups.
Like legit Kool-Aid. Yeah, yesterday for me, man. Like, yeah, because of the hindsight. CB said it. Like, yesterday, like all the 9 months of talk and anticipation, and what are they gonna be? He just drank it from the jar.
You know it's good when it hit back here. When it hit back here,
Right up.
when you got right after that hit.
It's hitting. It's hitting.
That's the fourth cup. Yeah, you taking.
What you got? What you got in there? What you got in there?
It's Kool-Aid, man. I made some Kool-Aid.
He's drinking the Kool-Aid.
Okay, but if you're drinking Kool-Aid, what flavor? And you got to say it right.
Hold on, man.
Red.
It's red, bro.
Red. It's red. I was about to say, Joe, if you pick up that packet,
I swear
that shit is red, fam.
Red.
Bro, you ain't even got to show it. You should have just said it's the red kind, bro.
It's red, dog.
It's red.
Oh, A Black in the building. What up, A Black? That's one of the OGs, man. Shout out to him, man. You know, I know the son's balling. Hey, man.
The game Friday for his son, man, for Mallet Creek got canceled because we had storms, man, and
shit.
The other team was punked. They didn't want to play, so the game got canceled. You know, so
all right. So for me was yesterday. We made all their reporters, all their people look like they were telling the biggest lies. Because they told all this shit like, oh, man, we're going to be better. Fam, you have the same staff. You have the same players. You didn't get anybody who was better in any way. Like, it was – I had this sense of confidence going into it, and I had it the whole time. Like, none of us picked the Canes to lose. We all had 30-plus points, you know what I'm saying, easily to score. We gave up points. We could have put up 50 if we wanted, you know what I'm saying, if we wanted to. Like, if X hits Sam Brown, that's a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? If Cam Moore doesn't throw that BB to Ray, that's a touchdown. He's running into the tunnel, you know what I'm saying, off that post route. Like, he's
Randall
gone.
Hill style.
Yeah, Randall Hill coming out with the finger guns on your bitch ass. Like, it wasn't even close. And the stupidity of the University of Florida. I'm going to say stupidity because I didn't like the fact that their AD for recruiting was putting her hands on our players like that and our coaches. That shit is ridiculous.
So it was right in front of me. I sat right there.
Somebody got to protect them players. She know them boys gone. She was holding on for dear life. She was like, "Where Vernell?"
Yeah. She blocked better than the O-line did. But listen, that happened right in front of me.
Facts.
So we sat right behind the recruits. And Polk, who's the big 2026 kid out of Lakeland? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I can't.
So he sat right in front of me. Yeah, he sat right in front of me too, bro. And like I can't remember his name. You name it. Running back, linebacker, like he plays at Lakeland. He's a junior right now.
Yeah.
I can ask Dolphin Derek because he's texting me. But like literally, man, some of those kids there when Miami was coming off the field, they were just showing some love, right? Because obviously some of the younger kids that play at Miami know some of the recruits. Like DJ Pickett was sitting right in the front, so people were trying to say what's up, blah blah blah. But she's over there putting hands, and then she puts hands on the coaches. So one of the I don't want to use the number, I don't want to use the name, but one of the players, some other dude walked in and like put his hand on, man. One of our players just put him right in the face. He just shoved him right in his face, like, get off me, like, don't touch me. Like, there should be no reason why an adult, and granted, these kids are 18, they're adults as well, don't get me wrong, but there's no reason why opposing staff or, people who work there should be touching the other team.
100%.
Yeah, why did you put the recruits right there anyway? Like,
right in the Miami section.
Dog, why would you do that? Why did you let them come? Why did you let them come to this game? You invited them to your own funeral. What are you doing?
They were there for Miami, fam. They were there to watch Miami. They were there for a free trip.
We made a lot of recruits rethink what they're going to do. I can guarantee you. They're going back and saying,
they was in her ear, fam. They were like, they are talking to DJ. They are talking to DJ. Can you please do something? Where is Brown? Girl, if you stop them, please.
Yeah, she went
Send
full
in Karen. Send in Karen. Where's Karen? Send in Karen.
She went full Karen mode.
She need to teach the tackles some technique.
Let me ask you this question. Obviously, you guys are really big into recruiting, things like that. Do you think that game yesterday sways some of those recruits now in a different way? And if so, who?
Well, I'll say yes and no because you know how it is. There's young men who are going to grow up and all they want to be is Canes. It doesn't matter what anyone says in their ear. So every university has that. So of course you can't flip everybody. Some of these young men, they look at their team losing and going, but that won't happen to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They know or feel like they'll be the change. The same way Ruben Bain was looking at this roster going, yeah, but we're going to change that.
Facts.
So we'd be crazy to think that everyone over there is obviously going to flip. But 100%, there's no way you don't look at that game and go, I'd be getting a mud hole stomped in my ass right now if I was out there. You know what I'm like? We all have egos and we all have agendas. We all have goals. Their agenda is the league. Their agenda is the Blitnikoff, the Nagurskis, the Heismans. They're watching a team get a mud hole stomped in them, going, well, how do I win the Nagurski if we giving up 40? And especially for the ones that were being recruited by Miami, right? Because we kept hearing the same thing from a lot of players. I want to see it. The coaches are telling us X, Y, and Z, but we want to see it. Now you're seeing the things. You're seeing the things Dawson told you he'd do. You're seeing what Guidry said, how his safeties would play. You're seeing when Coach Jackson said, as a freshman, if you handle your business, you can be out here at corner. OJ Frederick did it, and he came late. You're there. So it's one of those things where during the game, you can't tell me that player X is not going. Damn, they sure did tell me that they was going to get Jordan Lyle on the field early. He on the field early. Damn, they did say they was going to get the tight ends involved. And all these other schools said they was lying, but Arroyo going crazy. So I've spoken to a couple, so I know they were hyped. And we said it earlier. The person that called them over was Cannon Pickett. That's a 26 recruit. So, yeah, they're watching that game going, they're not lying to us.
You just hit the nail on the head, too. You did mention tight ends, right? We've been tight end you for so long, but the last few years, we haven't been tight end anything, right? We haven't even – I think the tight end wasn't even in our playbook the last couple of years. I believe last year I think we caught 21 passes last year total tight end. But if you watched yesterday between Arroyo, Cam, Lofton, like them boys were cooking yesterday. Like
and I said it earlier, we almost matched our tight end production from last year in one game this year.
Yeah, that's crazy. Arroyo's second leading receiver on the night. Who'd have thought that last year? Right? We'd have been like, I don't think so.
Corey Smith says dominant win, but I'm really impressed with how Dawson called the game. That was one of my worries. Listen, fam, like I let my guys, my coordinators, my guys that play football and all that do that. But I told y'all, Dawson wasn't the problem, yo. I try to tell y'all, like, Dawson doesn't go from learning from all these legendary players to be like, I don't know how to use a tight end. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't know how to use. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't happen. We saw it in one game yesterday. We saw the other one on Friday. Who do you think was like? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just keep it honest. It was never a worry to me. You could ask Joey. See, never. Anybody who's watched the show, I never had that worry or concern. Like, you have to dwindle shit down when your guy is scared of making a mistake. You can't give him a portfolio of plays when he's like, I don't know how to read zone. You can't do that shit. Because if they rush 3, drop 8, the fuck you gonna do? He's gonna
scramble and run like
this one will
do.
Exactly. It's not even.
That man closed his eyes and almost threw one of the worst interceptions of the weekend. The dude dropped it, but when I say he had to close his eyes when he threw that, I was like, where is he throwing this ball?
No.
Kind of reminded me of Vinny Testaverde in the Fiesta Bowl. Like, he had no idea where he was throwing the ball. Like,
he didn't know what to do.
Joe and I are old enough to remember that. Like Vinny just didn't know where to throw the ball in the Fiesta Bowl.
I go colorblind for
Why you got to be singled out? All right, guys,
somebody got to be down there. Let
me ask one question to everybody before we get out of here. This is going to be the last question. So we're looking around. We see VT looking like shit. See Florida State looking like shit.
Absolute dog shit.
We see Louisville look good.
Austin P.
Yeah, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
Oregon
Tech almost lost to Idaho. Oregon almost lost to Idaho yesterday.
Georgia Tech looking, Georgia Tech looking decent. Tough. How does that change your perception of how we'll do in the ACC and the challenges, because when we go around and we pick records, I don't know if you guys did that, Cole. If you picked our final record, I'm sure there was a couple of losses in there, maybe, right? But looking at what we saw this weekend and last weekend from the rest of the ACC, how has that changed your perception about the league and about us in the league? Cole, you can go first.
When the schedule came out, and obviously bringing in the type of players that you brought in, I just looked at, okay, who's going to be good, who's returning. I look at Florida State and all that they lost on offense, and I said there's no way that they're going to be able to replace, the Johnny Wilsons, the Keon Coleman, the Trey Bensons, the Jared Verses, there's just different people, Jordan Travis's. Like, they're not going to be able to sustain, because the way I look at Florida State, they're bringing a lot of transfer guys. They don't literally build from within. They don't really build those kids up, right? So I said, I took them out of the equation. I really felt Georgia Tech has made the next step to another level up. I don't think they're up at I'll give them a C+ grade. I don't get them, higher than that.
A little bit above average.
Yeah, correct, right? Because they're still building on that. Mm-hmm. But when I look at the University of Miami, I wanted to see how, and I picked them to go undefeated. I'll tell you that. I picked them undefeated. Mm-hmm. But when I looked at what I saw yesterday and what I've seen from the ACC so far, I don't see any team in the ACC that can hang with Miami. Now, Clemson did have to play against Georgia. Georgia's just a different animal. Everybody's going to get Georgia. I'd like to see what happens when Alabama plays Georgia to see if there's any weaknesses in there. But for the ACC, I didn't see anything from Clemson on offense. I don't see anything from Florida State. Louisville, subpar. I'll give them a B- grade right now. But if Miami doesn't just walk through the ACC, then there's a problem. Now, again, guys, you still got to play the game on Saturdays. You got to play them on Fridays. Things happen. Mm-hmm. Talent-wise, roster-wise, Miami is clear-cut night and day above everybody in this league.
Absolutely. Before we get to the next one, Cody King says, appreciate y'all. Continue to enjoy your weekend. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, man. Share, subscribe, all that stuff. We're a couple away from 2,000. We out here cooking, man. Got another one. Oregon King says, we predicted Justin Scott, Jordan Lyles as a freshman All-American, but it might end up being OJ. Guidry left him on an island and he balled. Didn't even notice he was a true freshman. He continuously, I think, nobody stands out for making mistakes except on that one run. The Jalen Rivers last year was a left tackle. DP2 shut down Eugene Wilson 7 for 50. He shadowed him when that wasn't even a thing he did last year. He kind of just stayed to one side, and whoever covered the orange. So that's already shows growth and a great step for him to go to the league. All right, CB, same question that Joe just asked.
We should win the ACC. I think it's ACC win at minimum. Playoffs or bust. I got us 11-1 just because football got to be played any given Saturday, whatever you want to call it. I'm always it's hard for me to say undefeated because shit happens. You know what I'm saying?
Things have to go right every Saturday.
You gotta have a little bit of luck, a lot of bit of luck on your side. Ain't nobody ever went undefeated without Lady Luck. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to drop one to remind you, hey, motherfucker, keep your head on a swivel.
Facts.
So, but I mean, you look at the schedule. We all looked at the schedule when it came out, and we all looked at each other like, is this real? They trolling or
it's got to be fake. It's got to be fake.
Did I make this custom schedule? Did I make? Is this the
yeah? This one of them custom ones on NCAA when you know you lost your senior quarterback. This one of them get Bama off my shit and put Chattanooga.
Fucking FCS East.
No, man.
FCS
I think
East on my shit.
Very, very much like the ethos behind Canes by 20. It's 11-1. It's ACC when it's playoffs or bust. I mean, what else did we do this shit for? We didn't put this kind of roster together to be mediocre. So I think it's, and like you said, Joe, and I think it's easy to say that preseason, but then after we saw what the ACC looks like, it can be had. It can and it should be had. There's tough teams. There's not a more talented team in the ACC right now. No, there are tough teams. Georgia Tech gonna make you pack your lunch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't got them, but you know, there's them Boston College level teams that you may beat, but you're gonna pack your lunch when you play them. We got some of those in the ACC. So as long as They execute, they handle business, they don't get too high on themselves. They should dog walk this conference, dude. And it's long overdue. I'm tired of people saying we've been in the conference this long without a trophy. It's long overdue.
Yeah. Facts.
HJS King says it's one win. Let's not overreact. But also, yeah, CFB playoff bound.
Yeah.
That's
I've been overreacting
right?
for months.
I feel the same way.
I've been overreacting for months.
Look, I'll give you all the caveats. Yes, it's 1-0 every week. But you keep stacking those 1-0s, that quickly turns to 12-0, motherfucker. Like, I'm just saying, like, they have to keep looking at it. We can say whatever the fuck we want to say. That's the difference. They got to stay focused and get coached up and determine
we don't.
We don't have to be. I ain't taking no steps on Saturday. I'm 40 years old and got a bad knee and a bad back. I ain't doing a motherfucking thing. I'm sitting right here every Sunday and Wednesday at 6 and talking shit with y'all. I don't got to do that. I overreact. Every guy, I'll be mad. If they would have fucked up yesterday, I'd be mad as shit, but I'd be right here. I wouldn't be anywhere else. I don't hide from my shit. We
already talked about this. Everybody here is large human beings. People be thinking everybody huge because we on here and we cut off at the waist. I'm 6 foot. That's it, baby. $160. I'm not out there. You looking like, when we see Ben, he a lot bigger than he think. Don't do that shit with me. I look like this. I don't belong out there. Hey, I was a slot receiver.
I'll suit up and play some D-line.
No, you won't. Poke.
Yes, that's an option.
Yeah,
I'll call plays.
Anybody need some water? Y'all good? Everybody wants Poke. What about you, man? How you feeling?
I'm gonna have Monster in the water. They ain't gonna let me out there.
No, I think when we put out our season prediction for what the record's going to be, it's all based off of just what we're hearing from practice. Mm-hmm. And I think now that we've seen the actual product on the field, it's a completely different.
Yeah,
it's a completely different look, because I said the same thing as CB did. I said 11-1 just because football. Games got to be played. But after seeing what has been on the field from teams that we are going to play, you're like, shit, we're going to run the table. I mean, if we're going based off of game one, what's going to be our competition? Georgia Tech with experienced O-line, Louisville with a potential high-powered offense.
Yeah.
But what we saw on the field from Miami is going to counteract that, and we're going to be able to take these teams down, I think. So I think going into the season, we're all basing it off of, well, show me what's going to be on the field. And if what we saw on the field from Saturday is going to be the season, we're good to go.
Yeah.
Facts on that comment. I'm just saying.
Run it.
Yes.
100%. Yeah. Juan Manuel says hated anyone.
Maurice Sykes don't get enough love, by the way, man.
When Mish intercepted the ball in most Sykes 2002. Yeah, he was on behind the U. He was on behind the U with Josh Darrow this past week. Definitely go check that out. Great conversation. All right, so I'll ask the question before Joe answers his own question last.
Hold on.
What's happening? Is it Doom?
No.
Oh my God.
Facts. That's you know what, Fort Knox, you motherfucker. Yes, son. Yes. There was a couple people that tried. I'm the gold medal in this shit, man.
Now I don't know. I don't know if that's a slug at me, Ben, or if the bullet went through me and hit Ben.
No, it got us both. It got us both. On some John Wick.
I don't know how to feel about this, Port.
Yeah, on some
it definitely got you both.
Yeah, on some John Wick shit, he got us both. He 100%.
Apparently, all it needed to do was hit me in the body, and that'll hit you right in the head. Apparently, because I'm built like Thumbelina out here. I guess that man just called me the B word.
Oh man!
Oh shit!
Is that B word called? Is that the B word, the Batman, or is it another word?
No,
there you go. See, fucking love Coe.
That 45 points game looking good. Yeah, listen, man. We said 12-0, right? Look, a lot of shit got to go right, but that D-line, that's still, look, yes, they're not as good as they whatever. We could play. That's still an SEC offensive line. And our best defensive lineman was out the entirety of the game, basically, besides one drive, and saw no difference. Like for right now, right? For us to lose, a multitude, a plethora, motherfuckers, of things have to go wrong in that game. Like everything has to be off. Like our passing game has to be off. Our running game, our D line, our O line, all those things have to be off, and it has to be a perfectly played game by the other team for that to happen. Right? Like I don't see a team beating us. I think Georgia Tech at Georgia Tech or Louisville would be our toughest games right now, because Florida State, that's going to be, CB said it, that's going to be a dog walk. That one, Mario, you thought Mario was petty yesterday? Mario about to be petty as fuck in that game. Because
Can't wait
Mario
to
was
be
up,
at that game, buddy.
man.
Oh,
like,
cannot
listen,
wait.
when he went on the sideline, when he, you know what I'm saying, acted like he broke the Gators' jaw on his knee, you think that motherfucker wasn't listening? Y'all saw the locker room talk. Like I told y'all, man, he listens to all that shit. Florida State, I'm not worried about. I'm just not, dog. Like I'm just not. Like I told y'all in the offseason, I don't see it. Their mentality is weak. Same shit as Florida's. Louisville and Georgia Tech give me pause, because Louisville's, I think, got one of the second best coach, if not the best coach in the ACC or maybe the country in Brom. I'm not gonna. I think he's one of them dudes. And Georgia Tech, was it Brent Key? He's building a culture there with a couple no-name guys, but they just got a 5-star. I could see them being like Iowa South, but with a better offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they got a tough defense, they could be a problem. They could give you fits, but you have to play a perfect game, because our running backs didn't get the push they wanted and the yards they wanted. That's not always going to be the case. They're not going to face a 450-pound defensive tackle every Saturday. So our guys are going to get their yards. So, like, the way we could win is so much more than the way we could lose. And Joe, to take the words right up, there's so many less questions on our team, and there's so many questions for the others. You know what I'm saying? You said that shit, and that stuck with me, dog. Like, because that is so true. Our secondary was the question. It wasn't a question to the people in the building. True freshman on the island. DP2 following motherfuckers around. Jadeus came in. He might not be that good. Clamping motherfuckers. Jaden Harris, we already knew 2 years ago at spring he was a problem. I didn't have that worry at safety. Mish came in and solidified like he's been here for 4 years.
And Damari Brown.
Yeah. And DB, man, he was
Marquise
out for
stepping
most
up
of the
too.
game.
Marquise.
Can we talk about some of the depth? Can we talk about Ahmad Moten stepping up? Markeith Williams stepping up? Like
Anthony Campbell.
Jediah is coming off the bench stepping up. The depth that came in, the guys that believed, guys like Moten who didn't leave, guys like Markeith Williams who didn't leave, who bought in, Jaden Harris who didn't leave, who bought in.
Popo came in and got some snaps too.
Popo came in and got busy. Like Jordan Lau coming in. Look, if one thing STA gonna do, they gonna give you a freshman that can handle himself. OJ looked great. Lau looked great.
And Chup, and to your point there, that's why I think Jordan played a lot more than any of the backs as a freshman. He can understand pass protection. He can understand how to block. And he stepped up and filled that hole when they were kind of sending blitzers. And that dude runs like a man-child. You know, you're talking about a 21-year-old kid, bro. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Facts.
I mean, fundamentals, man. You start watching that STA, any huddle from any player from STA, the fundamentals are just crisp.
There was, and look what happened when Bain went out for the rest of the game. There was zero drop off. Zero.
11's nice, bro. Austin is a beast.
Yeah, that spin move, that spin move, dog. That spin move when he left that dude blocking the air.
Come on.
Listen,
I'm keep it a bug. I don't think they block Barron all day.
No, they.
I don't think. I think they have problems with Barron all day.
Absolutely.
And where's FLA Trucker? Where's FLA Trucker?
Oh,
Where's that? He was on
motherfucker?
telling us that Barron couldn't
lies
with Florida, man. Yeah.
Spewing lies.
There was a Gator fan in the comments from last show. I think it was like Ultra Gator that showed up again yesterday after the loss and was like, "Yo, y'all got it." So shout out to him. I give credit when credit is due. FLA Trucker in here because y'all already know what it is. All right, man. We about to get up out of here. Last thoughts, last words. Cole, when are you on again?
Thursday night, and look, we had Mo Sykes on the other night, and he actually called 41-16, like, and it was because obviously that was a score back in 02, right? And he's like, I'm going 41-16, so it was actually pretty close. But yeah, we go on Thursday nights. Listen, if any of you guys want to chop it up, man, obviously Poke knows, like, you guys are more than welcome, man. We'd love to have anybody on. Obviously, look, we're unscripted just like you guys are. We just shoot from the hip and keep it moving.
Absolutely, man. All right, CB, what you got cooking up this week, brother?
More interviews, possibly dropping one with a Canes commit. Definitely dropping one with Milton running back TJ Lester, coming off of just a ridiculous performance against American Heritage. And then stay tuned, maybe one with a Canes commit dropping this week as well.
All right. Joey, we back Wednesday. We got double duty. We got our show and For the Culture with Miami Flow. Appreciate y'all so much, man. We had up to 265 people in the chat. That's crazy. Love it. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. I'm saying, say You Heard podcast. We up out of here.
Baby.